good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I'm Rob Evans. Welcome to Daybreak Plus. We're breaking down all the news you may have missed overnight and digging deep into the matters that matter to you. And this morning, neighbors are sharing their experience after a home explosion in Northwest Austin. 6 people hurt, including 2 firefighters. At least 24 homes damaged. This is where it happened Sunday on Double Spur Loop near Spicewood Springs Road. Some people heard it, though, from Georgetown. This is what it sounded like. Take a listen. That right there was from someone's backyard, 2 streets away from the explosion. You could see the entire house. The camera there shook. KVUE's Jessica Cha was at the scene and has this report.
It shook the windows and the doors.
I heard this big sound, and I thought it was something that hit our roof.
And the people inside the homes in this Northwest Austin neighborhood, like Alexandra Giampietro, who was getting ready for the day.
Everyone was asking, like, what was that? What's going on? We were just all, kind of confused.
It was an explosion at a home on Double Spur Loop, a few streets away from Giampietro, according to Austin fire officials.
Austin Fire Department crew arrived on scene. They found a 2-story home that looked like it had suffered an explosion, which was leveled to the ground.
Officials say a total of 6 people were injured. 2 people were pulled from the rubble of the home that exploded. Another person was taken from the house next door, and 2 firefighters were injured while responding.
The ceiling started falling down.
But the impact of the explosion would reach much further.
There's a number of garage doors blown out, a number of windows blown out, all through the neighborhood.
Officials say 24 other homes and possibly more were damaged, like Carol Hassel's, who lives across the street.
It's just a terrible catastrophe.
She says it's shocking how widespread the damage was.
All the windows are blown out, and there's damage to the ceiling where, the sheetrock, you can see where all the nails were put in 30, 40 years ago.
Officials say the explosion was an isolated incident. They say the home was a new build and used propane gas services. But through the rubble and the wood, they're still searching for what caused it all.
Again, the good news there, though, no deaths were reported. More confusion over President Donald Trump's tariffs. Days after he'd said smartphones and tablets would be exempt from the tariffs, he now changed his mind and said, no, actually, they're going to have tariffs as well. ABC's Perry Russum has more on this back and forth.
This morning, another reversal in President Trump's tariffs. Days after saying smartphones, laptops, and other electronics would be exempt from his latest round of tariffs, Trump now saying those products will be targeted soon.
That's going to be announced very soon, and we'll be discussing it. But we'll also talk to companies. You have to show a certain flexibility. Nobody should be so rigid. You have to have a certain flexibility.
The president now focusing on tariffs for semiconductors, small materials used to make everything from smartphones to cars. Trump says he'll announce their tariff rate over the next week.
The tariffs will be in place in the not distant future because, as you know, like we did with steel, like we did with automobiles, like we did with aluminum, which are now fully on, we'll be doing that with semiconductors, with chips, and numerous other things.
There are wide concerns the tariffs will raise prices on American consumers. But the Trump administration says one of their overall goals is to boost manufacturing in the U.S.
We need to have semiconductors, we need to have chips, and we need to have flat panels. We need to have these things made in America.
Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren on CNN accusing Trump's tariff rollout of being loaded with chaos and corruption.
You can't get an economy strong and moving forward when it's loaded with chaos and corruption. Investors will not invest in the United States when Donald Trump is playing red light, green light.
The Trump administration says while some countries have reached out to negotiate on tariffs, right now there are no plans for Trump to speak with China's President Xi Jinping. China faces a tariff of 145%. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
7:05, and today parents are invited to a meeting to talk about what could be next for Dobie Middle School. Over the weekend, families attended the Runberg Spring Block Party to celebrate the Northeast Austin community, and Austin ISD leaders considering either permanently closing the campus or partnering with a charter school. Dobie has had repeated failing grades from the Texas Education Agency in recent years. Now, one of those people at the party was Jose Rico. Here's what he had to say.
I think at this point, we've had to rally for the kids, because if the kids see us in just this bad mood, it's going to affect them, you know. And some of them, they'll show up and they've been through a lot, even if they're 11, 12 years old. The things that they've been through, like I haven't been through that, and I'm 30.
Now, tonight's meeting to learn more about the school's future starts at 5 o'clock. It's in the Dobie Middle School cafeteria. 7:06 right now. Let's get a look at weather and traffic. Jordan doing double duty for us. I guess triple duty with Daybreak Plus. Appreciate that, Jordan.
All right, thank you very much. Triple duty, Daybreak Plus, as well as your weather and traffic. I got it all right here. And by the way, we are taking a nice look at that Pfluger pedestrian bridge. That new Wishbone Bridge is going to be ready here pretty soon, and it's going to be a really nice addition to Lady Bird Lake. But right now for today, we are tracking some compressional heating that is possible, and we get to the lower 90s for highs here locally, with some areas in the hill country getting to the upper 90s. But we do cool down for your Tuesday as a front does move through, but eventually we'll be getting to 90 once again as we head into Good Friday and as we head into Easter weekend. Better rain chances are on the docket. The 6 to 10 day outlook showing above average precipitation for the Big Country, Concho Valley, maybe even the Permian Basin as well. Right now, we're looking at mid-60s at both the airport as well as Camp Mabry. And as we take a look across much of the Austin metro, it's mostly mid to upper 60s. There are some straggling low 60s in sections of Wilco, including Leander and Round Rock. Spicewood and Marble Falls checking in with those lower 60s as well. And Llano, y'all slipping further back. Y'all are down to 55, while the rest of us sitting at least the lower 60s with mid to upper 60s in areas along and east of I-35. Today, though, low 90s by the time we get to 5 in the afternoon, and it would possibly get very close to that daily heat record of 94 at Camp Mabry, but we've already had 10 90-degree days. That's more than twice what we had in 2023, and to date, for the calendar year, this is the most all-time at Camp Mabry. Winds are going to be gusting to around 25 miles an hour to start before they slowly simmer down by the time we get to 4 and then eventually 8 o'clock as that front does move through. And that does affect our allergens, which all are in the medium, including oak, grass, ash, cedar, and mold. And you can find this allergy count each and every day on KVUE.com and the KVUE app. Your rain chances, though. Saturday and Sunday, Easter weekend, like what I talked about. And with that in mind, rain totals so far don't look all that impressive. We need 22 whole inches over the next 3 months to get rid of our drought situation, but we're barely even going to be lucky to get a half an inch in a lot of spots over the next 7 days. But there are areas in the hill country that are going to have some of the highest amounts according to the latest model data, and they do seem to somewhat be in lockstep with one another. So lower 80s on Tuesday after low 90s today with those partly cloudy skies. We do heat up to around 90 for Good Friday and upper 80s for Saturday. But then by the time we get to Easter Sunday, we do have 20% storm chances for both your Friday and your Saturday. And I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at our traffic, because we are tracking a real slobber knocker this morning, because we had previously 2 crashes. But within the last few minutes, the map has just absolutely blown up here. We have a couple of accidents right there south of Lady Bird Lake. This one is on Waterloo City Lane at Lady Bird Lane, and another one is at Congress Avenue, South Congress at Monroe Street. And as we take a look also in North Austin, we do have that crash that we've been tracking on I-35 northbound at Breaker Lane. And that is right there near the Austin Pickle Ranch. But we've also got a couple more crashes in the Wells Branch area, including one on 35 southbound at Howard Lane. And that is going to cause a bit of a slowdown here pretty shortly, because that is during a busy time of the day, everybody trying to get in the city. And then Heatherwild Boulevard at John Henry Falk Drive. That is just a couple of several accidents that we have been tracking throughout the course of the day. And we've also been tracking this rollover crash in Mustang Ridge as well. And we're going to have all of the latest traffic for you on your cut-ins during Good Morning America.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Also, heads up for drivers on I-35 this morning, starting today, going through Thursday. I-35's northbound between 183 and Runberg will be reduced to one lane. And the northbound highway 183 to I-35 flyover will be closed. So this is happening overnight hours, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. But just be wary of that. Stay away from that area during those time frames. Probably your best bet. Also, the MLK Jr. Boulevard Bridge, I-35, will be closed nightly. Traffic will be shifted to the south side of the bridge. That continues through Wednesday. And this right here, what you're seeing there is Bastrop County Commissioner is going to talk about an agreement perhaps that would expand the toll road to 90. It would run nearly 13 miles to Highway 130, Manor, into Elgin near 95. Right now, it runs from 183 to Palmer Lane. And last month, the Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority voted to work with Bastrop County on the project's design and the environmental study. Now, because CTRMA's jurisdiction stops at the Bastrop County line, the county commissioners need to approve that deal. The meeting, by the way, begins at 9 o'clock this morning. It is 7-11 right now. A star-studded all-female crew is going to space today. They're blasting off from West Texas, talking about singer Katy Perry, TV journalist Gayle King. They're going to join Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, for a short trip to space on a Blue Origin craft. How about that? Sanchez, by the way, is now a helicopter pilot. She's a former TV journalist. Two scientists and a movie producer as well will also be on that flight. And in case you're curious, the flight's only going to be 10 minutes long. The group will reach the edge of space, get a brief experience of weightlessness, and then come on back. It's set for 8:30 this morning, so about an hour from now, it'll be Blue Origin's 11th human space flight. And what a weird one to tell you about right now. The Liberty Hill High School boys soccer team, congratulations. They are state champions this morning, but they lost the state championship game. Heartbreaker, they saw the tears afterwards. So wait, what happened? So Highland Park High School in Dallas won 2-0 on Friday, but Highland Park had to forfeit the title because they had an eligible player on the team. Highland Park reportedly found the ineligible player after they won the state championship. The team, though, did tell the UIL about it, and that stripped their title hours after earning the trophy. Now, we still don't know why the player was deemed ineligible or how he was allowed to play in the first place, but look at this video here. Liberty head coach Stefano Salerno had no idea his team won the title because he was asleep when the news came out. But the team went to his house at 1 a.m. to wake him up and deliver the news. There you see him on the far right. That's on the far left now, the coach. He thought, obviously, his team was just playing a prank, but then when he realized, no, this is legit, that is awesome. Congrats to him. Wish they could have felt the actual joy on the field, but they'll have a story to tell for sure. And we leave you this morning with something else to talk about. Going to be a golden weekend in BK, Texas. The city hosting what it called the largest golden retriever meetup in Texas. The third annual event drew people from all over the country to Star Hill Ranch. More than 1,200 dogs RSVP'd for this year's event. The owners technically RSVP'd, but the dogs were going to come. There were retriever races, there was a dog toy run, and an Air Bud lookalike competition. Take a listen to what it sounded like.
They all failed beautifully.
Great way to put it, because no Air Bud can really fail.
Yeah, exactly.
No Air Bud fails, although there were some definitely, look at this. Oh, man. Some were better than others. River Landry's dog, Mason, was one of the competitors. Here's what she had to say about the competition.
Be part of this.
I just thought it would be so fun to let him see all his cousins and his siblings and meet all the other little Goldens. He's been doing good. He's a well-behaved little guy.
Oh, Golden Retrievers are always well-behaved. Organizers are aiming to raise $15,000 for Gold Ribbon Rescue of Central Texas. The group finds homes for rescued Golden Retrievers and doing great work right there. My first dog was a Golden Retriever, Sheba, a long time ago. All right, I digress. That's it for Daybreak Plus. Sorry. Let's talk about what you want to talk about, not my dog. 512-459-9442. I mean, you can if you want to, or your dog maybe, whatever you want. You can also message me on socials if you want at Rob Evans TV, on Insta, Facebook, or X, and stick around because Daybreak continues right here on KVUE Plus. Goodbye, everybody.